Alrighty, hello, ladies and gentlemen. So today we are going to be looking at some video notes today. So if you could please get out your packet of notes. We're opening up to 2.2a. 2.2a is what we're looking at. So we're looking at this page with all of these x's on it. Now, what each of these are looking at and what we're doing is something called the x method. Now, the day before with 2.1, we looked at factoring using the GCF. Now, today we're starting something called the x method. Now, what the x method does and what we're looking for, and it says it up here on the top, is but what we're looking for two numbers that multiply to give us our top number and add to give us our bottom number. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that we are always looking for two of the same number that multiply to give us our top number, but they do have to also add to give us that bottom number. So for number one, we're looking for two numbers multiply, give me 9, add to give me -6. Well, I know that 3 times 3 is 9, and 3 and 3 add to +6, but if I make them both negative, now they add to -6, and negative times negative does give me positive, so there's my answer. For number one, it's -3 and -3. Now, similarly for number two, we're looking for two numbers multiply, give me 4, and add to give me 4, so that sounds like 2 and 2. So now number three, this is where we get a little bit more tricky, and this is where we're going to see how it's not necessarily the same number on both sides. So we're looking for two numbers multiply, give me -30, and add to give me -13. So here's where I'm going to pull out my calculator. Now what my calculator is going to do for me is it's going to allow me to kind of use a little bit of plug and chug. So for example, let's try 30 divided by 2. Well, that makes things interesting because 15 and 2, if I keep them both positive, that makes it so they add to 17, but if I make that 15 negative, now they do add to -13. Now, a couple of you might have said -3 and -10. Those do add to -13, but when you multiply them, that makes +30. So that's how these can get kind of tricky. You have to double check what your answer is giving you the answers on the top and bottom that you want, these numbers here before, right? So just make sure to watch out for that. But for number three, my answer was -15 and 2. So now let's go on to number four. Number four looks like we got two numbers multiply, give me -84, and had to give me 5. Well, let's see. Let's do 84 divided by 2. Notice I'm not even typing in -84 because it really doesn't matter. The really thing I'm looking for here is, let's see, that gives me 2 and 42. I can't manipulate those, so they become 5. Let's try 84 divided by 3. No, 3 and 28. Well, again, I can't manipulate those, so they become 5. And when I say manipulate, like if I make this 28 negative, -28, and 3 make -25. And if I make the 3 negative, that makes it 28 plus -3, and that still makes +25. So that's still not it, so let's move it up to 4. 4 and 21, same thing. I can't manipulate those. Let's try 5. I don't even think 5. Ooh, I don't even think 5 goes into 84. Nope. So we'll keep moving. Let's try 6. Let's see, 6 and 14, same thing. We're gonna run into the problem of I can't manipulate those so that they add to +5. So let's try 7. Okay, 7's interesting because 12 and 7. If I make that 7 negative, watch this, now they add to +5. So that's how this calculator that we give you, and even Desmos does a great job with it, that's how these can be a big help with getting through these problems a little quicker, so it's not all mental math. Now, next one here, so number 5, we're looking for two numbers multiply, give me -24, add to give me -7, so that's going to be, or sorry, add to give me -5, not -7, excuse me. So let's see, that's probably going to be -8 and 3. And then for number 6, we're looking for two numbers and multiply, give me 6, and add to give me -5. That sounds like -3 and -2. Okay, so there's my answers for 4, 5, and 6. Now for 7, 8, and 9, why don't we go ahead and pause the video for a second, try these 3 out, okay, see how we're looking with this skill. But I am going to go ahead and write my answers down here in a moment, but go ahead, try 7, 8, and 9 here real quick. Okay, so for number 7, it should have been -15 and 1. For number 8, this one, let me double check. Yep, it's -15 and 5. And then for number 9, that should have been 4 and 3. So these can get a little tricky, so just make sure to have a calculator out and on you and make sure that you're double checking the tops and the bottoms here, okay? So with that, that is all I have for you today. Notice that is the end of 2.2a. So we'll talk about 2.2b here in a day or so, but go ahead, grab the homework for today, get started on it. I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. We'll see ya.